What is up, football fans, and welcome back to Play Action Takes, Apollo Media's NFL podcast, brought to you by Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. We love Zing Zang over here. Zang responsibly all season long with the best Bloody Mary mix in America. And shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. We love Big City Wings over here. It's the best place to watch football on a Sunday. Longtime sponsor of Apollo Media. We love Big City Wings. Great wings. Best place in Houston to go watch football on Sundays. We're back with another episode. It's been week 6. Week 6 happened. Not excited to get into my team. We are going to talk about them today because we have to. There is no way of avoiding it at this time. Not a crazy week of action, but I'm your host, Tone Strankman, joined always by Kush Patel. How are we doing, brother?
Doing great. Your team was doing some crazy dramatic stuff. My team didn't play, so it was a stress-free weekend for me. But yeah, not as exciting as weeks past, but
Yeah.
still some good games, still some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there was some interesting things. So we didn't talk about it Thursday on our Friday episode because we record on Thursday afternoons before the Thursday night football game. We said that it could be a trap game for the Eagles against the Giants in MetLife. We didn't know how it would go because, like, Jackson Dart's not putting up, like, crazy numbers. Neither is Cam Scattaboo, but they're making plays. They're doing some fun things, whatever. They lost to the Saints. It is what it is. Like, we thought it might be an interesting game, but not, like, a fun game necessarily to watch. It was kind of fun. I tuned in a little bit here and there. It was obviously the opening night for the Dallas Stars, so I was tuned in for that for Clean Sheet Advice, Texas Hockey Podcast, so tune into that if you're into hockey. But, yeah, that was a weird game. Like, Cam Scattaboo has 3 touchdowns. He's ripping his shirt off post-game with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, vibes are kind of good in New York, regardless if they're a good team or not, but they have a good defensive front. They held the Eagles to 17 points. Like, everything that we've been saying about the Eagles kind of came true again on Thursday night. People have got to be frustrated.
The Eagles, like you said, everything we've been kind of predicting with this team, kind of showed its ass on Thursday night. Like they, I didn't expect the Giants to come in and win that game, but one thing I'll say about Jackson Dart is he has no fear. I don't know if you watched that play where on the sideline where he's running the ball and he just like launches himself at a defender like a torpedo. This guy, I don't know whether to say he has no fear or he's just not smart yet enough, not coached up well enough not to do that stuff. But yeah, it was a big win by the Giants, and the Eagles kind of, like we said, the Eagles have problems right now, 4-2.
Did you see the video of Cam Scattaboo when he was with Arizona State? They were on the road and they were walking out of the locker room and they go by a brick building essentially into the stadium and he's just sitting there like ramming his head into the wall repeatedly.
I saw that.
The kid's an animal. He's an animal. And like, I watched him last season during week 2. I knew nothing about Arizona State. Mississippi State was playing on the road at Arizona State. The game started at 10 p.m. local time for me. Like Central Standard Time is 10 p.m. I think is. This was a late game, and I only made it through like halftime. But he's running up and down this field against a terrible roster. Albeit I didn't know it was terrible yet, but I didn't think they would be that bad. They were really that bad. But he was running all over the place. I was like, look, man, you add that guy to Devon Achane, I'm all in. Like, that's sick. You got a power back that's ready to run through a brick wall whenever, literally, not figuratively, like ready to run through a brick wall. I would have loved that. And he just fits in so well with the Giants. Like, a franchise that's not been very good since Eli Manning started to decline. They haven't won really anything since that Super Bowl. What was that, 2011? It's been a while now. It's a franchise that hasn't had a lot of fun outside of the Odell Beckham rookie season, really. Like, it's a little tough for them, but they've got a quarterback now that's, like you said, not afraid of kind of anything. Maybe he's not smart enough to avoid those plays, but you also kind of want to see that out of your quarterback, lunging for a first down, making sure you get it on a long third down, getting that rush, and then Cam Scattaboo is just like, I'll hit anything and everything in my way and score 3 touchdowns. So hell of a pickup for them. I saw a tweet that said it was very similar to Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott vibes, their rookie season in Dallas. I disagree, but the vibes are there. The vibes are there. The play is not necessarily there. Like, Ezekiel Elliott came in and was like immediately one of the top 3 running backs in the league. Dak Prescott was arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league that season. Like, they had a hell of a rookie year. They won a lot of games. They went to playoffs, all that kind of stuff. I'm not seeing that out of the Giants. Different teams, different setups, different rosters. I get that, but the vibes are absolutely there, and I love it for them.
Yeah, the Giants before the season I don't think a lot of people were really excited about this team, but I think those 2 guys just as far as like a fan interest point of view, they've kind of injected that franchise with like fan
Energy.
interest in life, kind of just their personalities and the way they've been able to play on the field. So you know, Giants fans, good for y'all. Y'all get to watch a fun product. Maybe not. Maybe the wins aren't going to come this season, but I think it's honestly a good way to start the new era off, and then um, a lot of questions about Brian Dable in the past. Maybe this will kind of extend his coaching career with the Giants at least for a couple more years. So we'll see about that. But uh, way to go, Giants fans! Y'all got two dogs over there. Got two dogs.
And as for the Eagles, like the Giants defense is not like great. Their front seven's really good. Might be elite. I understand that. But like you have what has been one of the best offensive lines for the last decade, feels like. So maybe there's a decline there. Your quarterback's not making plays when you need him to. Your running back that had too many touches last year is not as good as he was last season. Like your wide receivers are unhappy. There's a lot going on in that locker room, and I don't know what to think of it yet. Obviously, it's October now, and we can kind of start talking about these kinds of things, but not good vibes out of Philly. It's kind of like 3 seasons ago, whenever that was, Jason Kelsey's last year, where like the vibes were just kind of off, and they lost that playoff game against the Bucks, and vibes feel off in Philly, and vibes are all the way up right now in New York for one team, not the other team that plays in MetLife. But yeah, interesting Thursday night game.
Yeah, and with the Eagles, do I think they're gonna just fall out from the bottom? I don't think so. I think they're too talented for that. But I think there's definitely, like we said last week, the chinks in the armor are there. Um, you know, I feel like last year this was a team where if you if you're playing the Eagles next week, you're you're kind of fearful of them, but I don't think that's the case this year. I don't think anybody fears that team anymore. Um, and just like all the receiver issues, the defense is not as good as it was the past couple years, and so I think this is a team that I wouldn't be surprised if they start losing games a little bit. But do I still do I think they're going to still make the playoffs? Yeah, I mean they're going to make the playoffs. Um, but Jalen Hurts seems to not be that guy this season.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is, but I'm done talking about the Eagles. We talk about the Eagles every damn episode now. They're always just in the news
Hey,
for
they're a
whatever
hot
reason.
topic.
They
The
are.
fans
They
love
are.
them. The fans love them. So
There's always a team every single season on every one of our shows that I'm just like, I'm tired of talking about this. Like last year on Zero Gravity, our NBA podcast that we have a new episode today. We predicted the conference standings, and we were talking about the Warriors, and I was like, man, Jimmy Butler's on this team. I can't believe that we spent 60% of last season talking about Jimmy Butler trade saga for Miami Heat. It was ridiculous that we kept having to talk about it because he kept getting suspended by the team, and it was a distraction for the show itself and for NBA fans. So the Eagles might just be that for us this year on Play Action Takes. We'll see. We did have some breaking news though right before the show.
we did. Yeah, we did.
Your favorite Tennessee Titans, fan favorite, right?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
No. Division foe, Tennessee Titans for you. They fired Brian Callahan,
They did.
which everyone thought that was a dumb hire when it happened. And it's the owner, yes man, that kind of thing. They wanted Vrabel out. Vrabel was the opposite of a yes man. He wanted it his way and his way only, which a lot of head coaches probably deserve. I think Mike Vrabel was in that kind of time frame. Like you go to the AFC Championship game with Ryan Tannehill, you should get whatever you want out of that roster every single season. But Brian Callahan fired from the Tennessee Titans after a 1-5 start, after getting kind of just wally-popped by the Raiders yesterday. It wasn't a fun game in any way, shape, or form. Cam Ward was making mistakes. The offensive line couldn't block the Raiders, who don't have a defensive line outside of Max Crosby. Like, just a bad start to the season. And at 1-5, they decided to fire their coach. Wish my team would do that, but I wish they'd do more than that. But it is what it is. Titans fire Brian Callahan. What do you think about it?
I'm surprised they didn't move on from him after getting the number one pick last year. I thought they would try to clean house, but I mean, now that it's happened, I just don't see the point of doing it now. Like, you should have either done it before the season started, after last season, or I think you just wait till after the season's over this season to do it. I just, they're kind of punting their season. Um, and then the other thing is, what coaches out there that they're trying to evaluate right now for a possibility of a hire like this early? You know what I mean? So just it's I don't have a problem with the decision to do it. I just have a problem with like the process of how they got there.
I don't think you can talk to him yet, but would you hate Mike McDaniel in Tennessee?
I mean, if they're
fun quarterback, like they're gonna have
yeah,
a high draft pick. They got running backs. So, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it would make sense from like you know a quarterback friendly type of standpoint to help Cam Ward, your number one pick.
Yeah.
The receivers that you got, your offense, it would make sense. But then the other thing is, um, are they gonna look to fire? I mean, sorry, are they gonna look to hire a certain former Penn State coach that was fired like literally 24 hours ago?
No shot in hell in any NFL team should look at that guy. You've seen time and time again that he can't win the big one, and now he can't win the little ones.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just everything circulating right now. We don't know what's going to happen with the coaching situation, but
John Gruden.
I'm going to keep going back to this until the end of time. Like, they should have never fired Vrabel.
No,
that was the biggest mistake ever.
Like you had to go through changes. Like Derrick Henry left. Like Ryan Tannehill was not the guy ever, but he played really well for those teams. Like they never really put together the offensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball was always really good under Vrabel. It's a great system. They play hard under him. He had his guys from New England and some other guys that he brought up in Tennessee. Like he had dudes on defense. You could skate by on the defense, even if the talent wasn't there specifically. And then on offense, there was a strange disconnect there between what Vrabel wanted and what the GM wanted. So then they cleared house. They hired yes men. And now we're in this situation where he fired the coach, not even 1.5 seasons into his tenure as a young coach and first opportunity as a head coach. I get it. But like, you got your number one pick as a quarterback. Like, I'm kind of against teams rushing their starting quarterback as a rookie into it, like week one. I don't really like it all too much. I know your Texans did it and it worked out his rookie season, but I feel like letting them sit for half a season and just seeing how the game plays and getting through 8 weeks of a season where you're digesting film and you're digesting the playbook and everything, and then letting them come in. Like I know Jackson Dart's come in and he's played decently for the Giants, but he's not putting up crazy numbers yet. Like he doesn't. They just don't understand how fast the game is, how complicated and complex it is. So putting Cam Ward in that situation is tough, but you kind of had to because Will Levis broke everything in his body before the season started. So he couldn't really do anything else. So I get it. But yeah, tough situation for Callahan, tough situation for the Titans. I don't feel bad for him because they fired Mike Vrabel. Like you had your coach and he was happy.
I don't think
there.
either of us feel bad for him at all.
You had your coach. He was happy there, wanted to be there, wanted to build a winner there. He needed something different to happen, and the GM and the coach and the owner all start butting heads, like the end of the New England Patriots tenure with Brady and Belichick and Kraft. Like they all started butting heads, and then it all falls apart. And now Vrabel's in New England, where he probably ultimately wanted to be at the end of the day, but I don't think he would have left Tennessee for New England, like had that job opened when he was in Tennessee. I feel like he had his guys. He wanted to be there, but the ownership and the GM didn't work out, and everybody cleared house. Now they're going to do it again, I guess.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see where the Titans go from here. Like, I have no idea. Like, usually when these things happen, even early in the season, we kind of know, like, okay, these are the guys they're looking at, but I have no idea who they're gonna hire.
John Gruden.
I would love to see John Gruden in the headset again.
Let's bring him back.
It's always great content.
Before we get to our next topic, let's talk about Underdog Fantasy. We love Underdog. Use promo code PATNFL when you play your first $5. Get up to $100 in bonus funds in your Underdog account. So playing $5 and getting $100, you're making $100 just by putting in $5. Not a big deal. I love Underdog. I did not win money this week on NFL Sunday. Unfortunately, I missed it by one both times. It's tough because I looked at it and the Chargers are down a running back. So Omari and Hampton's on IR. So I was like, all right, give me the backup. And there was one guy with higher than on 39.5 rushing yards. And I was like, hammering that. They didn't even play him. They played him like 3 snaps and he had like 14 yards. I was like, what are we doing here? So that's the one I missed. HN hit a touchdown. The other guy had a touchdown on higher than. So that was fun. But you can win money with Underdog this season. We love Underdog. Make sure you play it during the NFL season. It's the best way to make money is on your Sundays. Underdog's very easy. Just pick your favorite players. We'll go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to $5,000 in cash. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code PATNFL to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code PATNFL. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPEline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. I'm winning some money right now with Underdog Fantasy and some NHL picks. They're playing all day today. It's Columbus Day. Apparently, I learned that today in the locker room at the Stars practice, but people are off. So NHL games are on right now and I'm winning money. So I'm happy with that. So shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code PATNFL when you sign up. Play your first $5. Get up to $100 in bonus funds. Making $100 right there. Just do it. Use promo code PATNFL. Kush, we got a lot of talking points, not necessarily game points from this week. Baker Mayfield, it's time. Front runner, MVP. Get those picks in. It's Baker Mayfield time.
I mean, what he's doing right now is absolutely ridiculous with everybody, that's been injured. I mean, Mike Evans out, Chris Godwin out. Those are 2 great receivers.
Egbuka leaving.
That he's missing. Egbuka's missing time. I don't know. Yeah. Did you see that play where they had him dead to rights on 3rd and 19 or whatever it was, 3rd and 14,
mm-hmm.
and he just gets out of there and gets the first down. Oh my God.
He made
That
3 guys miss and then
right
slid down and just kind of shaking it off when he got up.
Insane.
I love me some Baker Mayfield. This is the talking point that I'm excited to talk about every single week is Baker Mayfield MVP case. We're just going to hammer the drum. We're going to be the front runners for Baker MVP this year. He's playing his tail off right now with everyone out. Mike Evans might be on his way back this week. Egbuka is now getting imaging done today on his hamstring to see how much time he's going to miss. Bucky Irving's still out. He's getting everything he needs out of his team, and he's doing it all by himself at the same time. Hell of a game from Baker playing the 49ers, which is a tough team. Obviously, Fred Warner dislocated ankle, I believe, and a fracture, so he's out for the season, which is tough. You know what my favorite part is about the 49ers losing a game is Trent Williams going to find the smallest person on the team to fight. You see it after Mac Jones threw that pick. Trent Williams just getting after the cornerback and just taking him down to the ground. What are we doing here, bro? You're 9 feet tall.
That's just Trent Williams being Trent Williams.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. But Baker, I mean, he does it again. He didn't throw for crazy yards, but 200 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. Hell of a game against the 49ers defense that is usually good. They've been playing some really good ball as well. They've been winning some games. So credit to the Bucs defense for holding the 49ers down the points, and Baker just keeps scoring, man. He just keeps scoring points.
Yeah. I was talking to our friend Junior, actually yesterday, and we're actually talking about this. And to me, Baker is undisputed number 1 on the MVP, list right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if Dak Prescott's defense was not just completely trash, we might be talking about Baker 1A, Dak 1B, maybe.
Yeah.
Dak's been really good. Baker has been amazing. Lamar Jackson's out, so that kind of makes it a little bit easier for Baker. Josh Allen obviously is in the conversation still. But I think Baker Mayfield right now is kind of head and shoulders above everybody else right now.
Yeah, only one loss in his tenure against the Eagles, basically because of a block kick that they had early in the game. So, and they came back and they almost got in there. But yeah, he's doing everything he can with an injured team all over the place. Their offensive line, all of their weapons are hurt right now, and he just keeps winning game. Only one loss so far. The thing with Dak Prescott, they're 2-3-1. Basically, what we've learned over the last, I think, 7 to 8 season is that the quarterback that wins 12 to 13 games. Dak would have to win out in order to do that. So that's kind of where you're at, and they're just losing games. Like losing to Carolina, you can't let that happen if you're the Cowboys in this position, especially with the Eagles falling a game. Like you need to make sure you win that game. Like losing to the Rico Dowdle for 250 yards again, like 2 straight weeks. It's ridiculous. It's an insane game, but can't lose that game. Baker's not losing those games. I know they were tied against the Jets. The Jets are not good in any way, shape, or form, but they had a tight game against them. Leads them down. They get the block field goal, and then they come back and they get the field goal at the end to win it. He's had a few games like that where they're just winning by 1-2 points. It is what it is, but he's putting up the stats and getting the wins. As of right now, Baker has to be the MVP as of Monday, October 13th. I know there's a lot of season left. I know a lot of things could happen between now and then, but I mean, you could throw Josh Allen in there kind of, but like he isn't having the most spectacular season, and he won last season. It's all storyline based. It's all wins based, and it's kind of stats based. Like if you go off stats, Lamar Jackson probably should have won last year, but Josh Allen had the wins. He had the storyline. It is what it is. And they gave it to Josh Allen, not an undeserving MVP. He was absolutely one of the best 2 players in the league. But as of right now, Baker is the MVP, and he's putting up stats. He's getting the wins, and he's doing it the hard way with like nobody on his roster right now.
Hashtag let him bake.
Let him bake. Let him bake. You know who's not baking right now? Well, he might be baking in a different way. I don't know. His brain is melted. Tua Tagovailoa, welcome to Play Action Takes. I guess we'll talk about you again. So that game, after, I guess, week 2, it really is after week 1, losing to the Colts, losing to Daniel Jones, which the Colts keep winning games, and they might be just good now, and Daniel Jones might just be good now. But week 1, heading into the season, I was like, there's no possible world where the Dolphins lose this game. Tua has like 3 turnovers. They lose the game, and I'm like, all right, that sucks. They lose week 2 to the Bills or whoever they played in week 2. I don't even remember anymore. I put everything away, put everything in the closet away, put it in a drawer to never be looked at until September of next year. No Dolphins gear, not cheering, but I'm going to watch the game in full from kickoff till the last second rolls off the clock. I can't let that go. I will continue to watch the games. Yesterday, no emotions. I'm just like, I'll say something here and there, but there's no yelling. There's no cheering. Like the Achane touchdown, I was like, yeah, that's cool. It was fun. 50 yards to the house, a little outside zone. That was fun. To lose that game in the way that they did is so incredibly frustrating because it's not all the way on Tua, and it wasn't on Mike McDaniel. It was on the defense for not making a stop when they needed it, and it was on Tua for throwing 3 picks. Like if he throws one of those picks, he might be able to skate by, but throwing 3 picks, can't do that. But then Tua goes to the press conference, to the podium, and he's calling out players for missing players-only meetings or showing up late. Immediately, Dolphins wide receiver that was there for maybe 3 weeks at one point with Tua said that it was Tua's rookie season and he was late to player meetings and player-only meetings and stuff like that as a rookie. And I'm just like, that's tough. Andrew Whitworth, Rams tackle for a long time, won a Super Bowl and everything. He quote tweeted it and said, that's on you, dog. Like the quarterback is the leader of the team, no matter who the head coach is, no matter who the GM and the owner, all of that. Everyone always looks to the quarterback. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, like all of these guys that win Super Bowls, that win a lot of games, that are competitive in the postseason every single year, they all look to the quarterback. That is the main leader of the team, no matter if you're on offense, defense, special teams, practice squad, they all look to the quarterback. For you to call out players in a press conference for not showing up to player-only meetings or meetings in general, showing up late, is in bad taste. It is a bad look, especially knowing what we've already talked on this podcast about, is that he played golf all season and he's telling all these people that it's his last year in Miami. It's his last year playing football this year. Like the kid gave up before the season started, and now he's calling people out in the press conferences. He's getting all defensive. He's saying, oh, I'm going home to my wife and my kids. I'm going to have a great time. Like, no matter if I throw 5 picks or 5 touchdowns, none of that shit matters anymore. You got a $212 million contract. Like, you have to live up to that at some point. And if you don't deserve to be on this team. You don't deserve to be in the NFL. And calling people out that way is just incredibly infuriating as a Dolphins fan. I know a lot of people are really upset. Obviously, I'm upset about it, but I've already given up on the season and I've already given up on Tua. So it's like, at this point, bench him. Put Quinn Ewers in and see what you have with a 7th round pick. And if he's any good, then you don't have to worry about a quarterback in the draft. And you can draft a tackle or you can draft a cornerback or whatever with your first overall pick, because we stink, dude. The defense is awful. No one on the front 7 can do anything. Tua's missing wide open throws with time in the pocket. It looks like he's just not prepared at all to play quarterback in the NFL. And it's over. All the players are now upset about it. They've been doing press conferences for the last couple hours here in Miami, and they're all saying, yeah, that was an internal conversation. That was not an internal conversation. He made it external, and that's not what we do here. All these players are upset about it. The offensive line are pissed off. Like, we're going to see a longest yard Adam Sandler moment happen where the offensive line just doesn't block anyone and goes after Tua. And so we can see Quinn Ewers. I would just rather see Quinn Ewers at this point.
Yeah, man, is my thoughts on it are kind of, man, Tua. I feel like this thing was gonna come eventually, just based on what I've heard from you about Tua.
Yeah,
and then we talked about the Titans firing Brian Callahan earlier. I feel like the right move right now to just salvage everything, not really salvage everything, but just to mitigate the PR damage would be just to let Mike McDaniel go, whoever you want to name as interim coaches, whoever you want to name, and then just sit to it for the rest of the season. Because I feel like we talked about the Titans are punting the season. I feel like the right decision for the Dolphins is to punt the season, see what you have in Quinn Ewers, because clearly Tua is not going to be back next year. I don't know if he's going to play football again.
not
I
for the
don't know.
Dolphins.
We'll have to see. But at this point, you just have to kind of punt the season, see what you have in the guys outside of Tua, and then just start planning for the draft.
Yeah, and now my issue is solely with Tua and the defense, which is on the GM for just not preparing that defense to be good at all. Like, they just aren't good. They didn't do the right things. They didn't have a secondary. Like, we went and traded Jalen Ramsey for Minka Fitzpatrick. Jalen Ramsey isn't fixing that situation, but at least one of your sides of the corners are actually good. We don't have any good corners. We're getting turnovers and we're not winning games. Like, it's and Mike McDaniel, I had my qualms with him over the last few years. It's like getting out of the huddle really late into the play clock. Like, you got 10 seconds when they're breaking the huddle and getting to the line. Like, you don't even have time to run the motions that you need to run. He's kind of fixed that. The pre-snap penalties have kind of been fixed. Like, you don't see it often anymore in the games. And I'm like, all right. And McDaniel's calling a game. Like, these guys are open. Waddle's open. Darren Waller was open. Like, several players have been open down the field, and Tua's just not hitting them with a clean pocket, by the way, yesterday. Like, a lot of clean pockets yesterday, and he's just not hitting the throws. He's not stepping into them for whatever reason. And like, at this point, if you bench Tua and throw a different quarterback in there, we probably have 3 wins right now. You probably beat Carolina. You probably win one more game in there. Like, that's where I'm at. Is like, Tua has been at fault for a lot of these games with the defense, and that is on the GM. I want the GM gone, and I want Tua to be sat and cut him after the season, give him whatever money, take the dead cap. I don't care. It's over. The guy's not bought in. The guy's not doing anything. Now he's pissing off the locker room by calling him out in a press conference post game. Yeah, I'm over it. I know he led that game-winning drive down the field and takes the touchdown with like 43 seconds left, but then the defense fucks it up because the defense isn't prepared because the GM didn't put a defense on the field. So that's where I'm at. The defense is really fucking bad. Tua is a cancer now in the locker room. It seems like he's a real problem. Like, every press conference keeps getting worse each week. It's getting bad. If you bench him and play Quinn, and maybe the defense plays harder, maybe the defense has better schemes next week, whatever it is. Like, if we lose to the Browns and we're 1-6, it's gonna be hard to watch games. Like, I don't know if I can. It's not good for me on a Sunday. Like, I'm going to go talk about the NBA next week. The NBA comes back. I got Zero Gravity on Sunday nights to record to come out on Monday mornings. That's what I'm going to do with my Sundays at 12 o'clock to avoid the Dolphins. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I said earlier. Like, if they trot Tua out there next week,
They're going to.
It's, to me, it's kind of ridiculous because
Malpractice.
It's he pretty much proved that like he does not care anymore about the team. He
Nope.
doesn't really care about I'll say it, I don't think he cares about football anymore. And just to trot him out there just because he's your guy at quarterback, I think that's sending like with what you just said about the players being pissed off. I think if you do that, then that's sending the wrong message to your players. And I know that the coach has already lost his locker room, but that's just gonna make it worse. So I feel like even though you might not have the more talented quarterback in the backup, I feel like just bench 2 and put the backup out there just to send a message to your team.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Quinn Ewers is going to come in and light it up or anything like that, but at least he might care, like what he's doing and everything, and apologize or just say, "Hey, that was on me." Like Tua's never once fallen on the sword for any mistake. Never once that he falls on the sword for a loss at all. Every good quarterback did that. Every single quarterback's like, I have to be better. I have to make the plays. I have to do this. Tua's like, well, we did this. We did that. We did. It's on you, Tua, at the end of the day. You're the starting quarterback. You're making $200+ million a year. And for the contracts, it's like, it's on him. And if you put Quinn in, like we saw with Texas this year, like Arch Manning comes in, he has all this hype. He's bigger. He's more athletic. He's more talented than Quinn Ewers. And Texas isn't as good right now. And there's weapons are missing. Their offensive line isn't as good. I get that. But like, you got a more talented quarterback, so we were told. But Quinn Ewers came in there and won games last year. So, like, just throw Quinn in, just see what happens. Make Tua the emergency quarterback and call it a day. Like, I don't have to worry about it anymore. But I know that that's not going to happen. So, it's going to be a long season. It's been 6 weeks. It's going to be a long season. I can't believe we're playing a freaking Madrid game against the Commanders in, like, November. That's going to be great. Last thing before we go, Brian Branch. Welcome to the pod. We haven't talked about you ever. What were we doing last night? What was that? Why are we fighting after? Like it was a blowout. Like what are we fighting for?
That was man, we had a lot of these like sportsmanship moments this season.
Mm-hmm.
Just starting with the first game of the season, the infamous Jalen Carter spit.
Yeah, shit.
We've had a lot of like
post
game fights and scuffles and all this type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know why they were fighting. Why are you trying to punch at Juju Smith-Schuster? Like, what did Juju do to you, man? Like, I don't. I'm watching the replay again just because I'm curious. Like, what are we doing here? Like, Mahomes is going for a dap. Okay, like get the dap, and he doesn't like that, so he doesn't give him the dap. And then Juju's talking a little shit because they won the game, right? Like, it is what it is. He's going for the dap, and then Brian just punches him in the face mask. Like, why? What's the point? Like, don't be a sore loser at the end of the day. Like, the Chiefs won that game pretty handedly. They won convincing fashion. Like, there's no point in just going down and punching Juju Smith-Schuster because you're pissed off. Like, give him the dap and get off the field.
Yeah, and now he might be suspended because I think the NFL this year is like cracking down on the sportsmanship stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just going to be a fine. I think they're probably going to suspend him a game. And then the thing I loved about this was Dan Campbell calling out his player in the press conference and pretty much saying like no, we're not about this shit. Like that behavior is unacceptable, and he held his player accountable as he should have, And they probably won't have Brian Branch next week.
Yeah, it's tough because he's one of your best defensive players
too. That's the other thing. He's not just some bum. He's a really good player.
It's been really good for him this season. He's been making a lot of plays for him, and yeah, I don't get that. At the end of the day, you can be pissed off, you can go sulk in the locker room, but like if a guy's going up to dap you like after an NFL game, most guys are just dapping you up and they're like, all right, good game. See you next time. We'll get out of here. Maybe Juju said something. Maybe Pat said something. But, like, going for the dap and then not taking the dap and then Mahomes hitting his arms like, all right, cool. I'll take my dap that way. I got that because that's disrespectful to just not do the dap, or just pat him on the chest. Like, give him a little tap on the chest instead of the dap, whatever it is. Like, acknowledge that the guy, like, you lost. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's a 17-game season. You're going to be all right at the end of the day. You got a good team. It didn't make any sense to me. I don't know, man. Juju probably did say something crazy, though, for being completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he said, but can't do that, man.
No,
Absolutely can't do that.
no, not at all. So that's that. Chiefs won what 31-17, 30-17, something like that.
30 to
So
17, Chiefs win.
yeah, it's a good win for the Chiefs.
They're kind of getting a little hot.
They're getting some steam, moving in the right direction, like I thought they would at the end of the day. I picked them to be in the Super Bowl, so that's looking a lot better now. It wasn't looking good for 3 weeks of the season, but they might just be okay. They might just be back. Beating the Lions is not a small feat. I know you're at home in prime time and Juju Magic and all that kind of like the Taylor Magic, all that kind of stuff is going around, but it's a good win for the Chiefs. Not a great loss for the Lions, especially the way it ends after the final buzzer. Like, you just can't let that happen because now everyone's going to be talking about it all week long. You might get a suspension. Like, it's going to be a topic for 2-3 weeks now that you just didn't have to deal with. Like, they would talk about this game for a day, 40 hours afterward the Lions lost, and talking about, like, do the Lions have problems? Do the Lions have this? Then it's gone. Then the new news cycle happens, and then it doesn't matter anymore. This one's going to be going all week, minimum. And then when the suspension or fine or whatever it is drops, there's another week. Like, you got 2 weeks of this shit and you got to talk about now because you're just not smart and punch a guy after the whistle for no reason at all whatsoever.
Yeah, bad move, bad look, and this story's not going to go away for another couple weeks.
Yeah, it's tough. Kush, do we need to talk about anything else? It was kind of a mundane Sunday, I will say.
We've got the double headers tonight. Any thoughts
Yeah.
on those? Bears, Commanders, and then Bills and Falcons.
No. Like,
I think
weird
that Bills
games.
Falcons game will be close.
Maybe, yeah. Like, the Bills' defense isn't as good as it has been in the past. People have been banged up, and they're kind of coming back now, and they just haven't looked as crispy on defense. Not that their defense was otherworldly, but at least it was good. So their defense is a little rough. So maybe the Falcons' offense can put up some points on them and make it a really entertaining game. That would be fun. Bears Commanders, though, like, Bears are kind of stinky, man. I don't know. It's not fun. Not a fun team yet.
To me, that game, it's kind of interesting to me just because the year two guys, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, 1 versus 2. Yeah.
I think
I saw a stat where this was the first time that the Bears and the Commanders have played the same 2 quarterbacks in back-to-back matchups. Hasn't happened since like the early 80s, late 70s or something like that. It's pretty crazy.
That is very crazy. Yeah.
They've only played 13 times since that, but yeah, insane. And then the other stat I didn't bring up during the Brian Callahan segment is that the last, I think, 5 quarterbacks that have been drafted number 1 overall have gotten their head coach fired within their first season.
I saw that.
That's insane.
Yeah, I think that stat just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter how much talent you have, like, the situation and the environment of the team that you get drafted to is so important. Like, just look, I know CJ Stroud's not playing great right now,
right?
But if you just look at year 1, like, new head coach, but that head coach kind of changed the culture in Houston,
and he had talent.
Yeah, he had talent. The GM was good. They didn't really have like front office issues, and then when you look at Tennessee, it's just they just had so many. They had coaching issues, they had front office issues, they had owner issues, like everything. It just bad vibes.
Yeah, it's not good. It started with Trevor Lawrence, 2021, Urban Meyer. Then, yeah, I think every number 1 overall quarterback has gotten their head coach fired since then. Like Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, now Cam Ward. Maybe it's only 4, but yeah, it's a tough stat. It's not great. It's not ideal. It's impressive, but we got another week of football on starting tonight. Obviously, this is still week 6, so we got football tonight, doubleheader. Not going to say anything about the Monday night doubleheader. Won't do it again. Won't do it every week, but I'll think about it. Then we got Thursday night, and we'll be back on Thursday afternoon to talk about the week 7 slate. We're on to week 7 already. I can't wait for this shit to end. My team stinks, bro. I can't believe how bad they are. I'm very curious to see what happens with the Dolphins, though. And I'm excited for your Texans to be back. I got a secondary team.
I welcome you to the Texans bandwagon if you do want to hop aboard.
Yeah, I'm on the Baker MVP train right now, so I might be just tagging along with the Bucs this year, just to solidify our case for Baker Mayfield being the MVP. But as an AFC team, I'll hop on the Texans bandwagon because I hate every other AFC team. I don't really hate the Texans, so I'm in with
great
that.
To me.
I'm in with the Texans, but I won't root too hard because we don't want the Stoney curse on them. I'll pay attention to them. We'll put it that way.
I'll take it.
I'll pay attention even more to the Texans than I already do because they usually get their own solo little screen. So we'll see what happens. Week 7's on the way. That was week 6 recap. It was doozy. There was a lot of strange news, a lot of different news that we typically talk about on a recap episode, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Shout out to our sponsors, Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code PATNFL when you sign up and get play your first $5. Get up to $100 in bonus funds. That's play your first $5. So you put $5 in. Underdog will give you $100 in bonus funds. So sign up with Underdog Fantasy using promo code PATNFL. Shout out to Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. We love Zing Zang over here, Zang responsibly all season long. And shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's wing joint, Paul's wing joint. We'll be back with another episode of Play Action Takes later this week. We'll see you then.